Alrighty, moving on. So let's go ahead. I'm just going to open up the Adobe Illustrator file that I have. If it's you, just open up the downloaded file you have. I open up the Illustrator file because I want to show you what I mean when I say complex shapes. So in this case, guys, you can see that these shapes, there's like cutouts in them. You can see through them, and that's the intention. That's where we're going to use the shape builder tools, where you can actually see all the way through it. It's not just, it's not just it's not just the shape of a flower with a circle on top. It's an actual shape where there's really nothing in there. Same thing with the truck or the van or even the fish, and in this case the bicycle frame as well. So what I want to do is I'm going to select everything, group it together so it's one big happy family, and then I'm just going to lock it so you can't really touch on it. And then I guess I'll just make a new layer. So, cool. Layer 2, we'll trace it, and I'll show you what I mean. Now again, just like the first one, I'm not going to go through every shape here. I want you to go in and practice yourself to see how it works. So first, I want to make sure that we have the stroke selected, and we can go in and actually change the color. So let's do the van first. P to bring up the pen tool, and if you want, you can bring this menu out. Probably won't need it here, but okay, we're gonna zoom in and just start anywhere. So just kind of start. I try to make it super easy, super juvenile for you guys, bring it back to preschool, because I don't want to intimidate you with some more complex illustrations. I figure we keep it simple. That's how I learned, and I really appreciate my high school teacher for doing that for us. So as you can see, I'm moving through it pretty quickly because I have 5 years of practice with this. So I'm just moving pretty quick, but I want to get to what I want to show you. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. So cool. Have the shape of the truck done. Now let's get the windows in. So P for pen tool. Click, 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 click. Okay. And you'll notice that once you actually complete the path and complete the shape, you can move on. You don't have to keep clicking the pen tool. Now, if I do a line and I want to move on, I'll click the pen tool and it'll like kind of detach from the lines you were moving so you can move on. So in this case, don't have to do that. Okay, move on to the last window. Cool. Now, and then let's just do the wheels real quick. So I'm not going to actually trace the wheels because they're perfect circles, so I'm just going to click L, the ellipse tool, or you could just click it over here. Now, you can see it's like a wonky kind of shape, oval, ellipse, whatever. If you hold shift, it'll just create a perfect circle. So we'll do that. V, select it, move it around. I'm going to command copy, command C, command F, paste in front while holding the shift bar so it doesn't move. It's on a nice even path. Gonna drop it like a cool. So now that I have, excuse me, now that I have that, oops, select it all, click the path and move it over, spacebar. If you click and hold spacebar, it'll move you around. So cool, there's my shape. Now if I want to fill this in, the windows aren't hollowed out yet. We still have to go in and create that shape. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna select the entirety of the shape you want to create. I don't need the wheels because it's not part of this. So once it's all selected, I'm actually gonna make these lines black so it's easier to see. Okay, I'm gonna go over, select everything, go over to the shape builder tool right here, and now you'll see. So whatever is like in the dotted lines, that's the shape you're gonna create. So in this case, we don't want to create the individual windows. We want to create the entire shape of the truck along with the window. So you're just gonna click once and you should be good. So the weird thing now is, excuse me, I got the hiccups. Now that you have it selected, you can see that it's all one shape. Boom, there you go. Now something that's weird that happens, I don't know why it happens, but if you just kind of move this out of the way, you can see that the original shapes are still there. It's not a big deal. If you just go in and click over where the window is, you can see the path. Just click it, delete it, delete it. For some reason, sometimes it does like 2. Yeah, I gotta delete it twice. So cool. So there you go. So that's how we're gonna create complex shapes using the pen tool and the shape builder tool. So now, select it all, group it together. So now that it's grouped, I can move it around. If you want to change the color, whatever's grouped, if you change the colors, all of what is grouped will change. So say I just wanted to change the color of the truck and not necessarily the wheels. If you click it and then like double click in, then you can go in and select the wheel itself. Another way to do that is you want to do both wheels. Once I have one selected, hold shift and select the other one. Then you can kind of go in and change those colors. That's really bright. You can, again, remember, increase the stroke size, get it nice and crazy looking, change the stroke color, change the size. So all kinds of stuff you can do. So let's move on. Let's do pretty much all you're going to do for the flower is you're going to trace. I'm not going to trace the whole thing because, again, I want you to do that for yourself. But I'll just show you how to do what is here. I'm not going to get the petals perfect. I don't really care. Actually, I should show you how I would do it, honestly, so you can get a better idea. So usually for flower petals, you would kind of put an anchor point in the middle of the petal. And after you make that, you don't have to click the middle point again, the middle petal anchor, because the curve usually ends up where you need it to. Okay, cool. Now, I don't want to go in and trace the perfect circle because it's kind of tricky to trace a perfect circle. Even though it's pretty close, it's not perfect. So I'm just going to get rid of that. Again, L, the ellipse tool, right? Create a circle. And you're just going to hold shift, click and drag, and then kind of, you can use the arrows if it's selected to move it as well. Hold shift, it moves in bigger chunks. Don't hold shift, it moves it in smaller chunks. So now that I have that, I'm going to move this over here. And again, it's still not its own shape. So what you're going to do, click and drag, select everything. Shape builder tool, click the inside of the flower. And then you can always, move this and then for some reason delete that twice. So now you have that hollow flower shape, what we're looking for. So that's cool. So let's do, I'll let you do the letters yourself. Let's do the bike. So this is the bike frame for the most recent Onwards bike. And it was used using the pen tool and the shape builder tool. So let's zoom in a little bit. I don't need a 9-point anchor, or stroke rather. Bring it down. So as I'm making this, you can really see the complexity of the shapes you could start to build. So I'm going to select everything. I'll drag it off of here so you can see it better. Okay. Now again, I want to fill it in, but it's not a complete shape. So it'll just fill in the path of the overall big shape. I want the bike frame. So I'm going to select everything. Shape builder tool. And you can see, it'll give you a preview of what the shape is going to look like. So now that I have that, zoom out. Move this, delete these twice. I don't know why this happens. I don't know how once I get, but I don't know why twice. So there we go. Now we have our complex bike frame. And then just to kind of show you, you can come in and then just build on top of that, right? So there you go. It's the same shape. Cool. Okay, so I'll end it here. Go ahead, download this file. Go ahead and practice yourself. And I will see you in the symmetrical video.